The film kicks off at 3 a.m., when a woman is startled awake by a call from a supposed officer. He informs her that the property is surrounded, as intruders have slipped inside. Terrified, the woman rushes toward her daughter's room, but the officer warns that doing so will expose them both. Instead, he instructs her to lock herself in and block the door. Though reluctant, she obeys while the officer stresses she must not hang up. Suddenly, she overhears chatter that her daughter has been hurt. Horrified, she dashes out, dropping the phone. What she doesn't hear is the officer laughing, admitting it was all a sick joke. The scene shifts to a group of teenagers celebrating, revealing they stage fake crisis calls to strangers, record their reactions, and upload them online for attention. We then focus on one of them, Sam, who's home alone trying to reach his girlfriend, but things between them seem tense. Just then, a random account sends him a friend request, which he declines. Moments later, someone sneaks into the house and scares him, but it's only his reckless buddy, Brady. With Sam's parents gone for the weekend, Brady suggests they have fun with prank calls. Sam isn't interested, but after heavy persuasion, he gives in. Their first idea is to annoy a grumpy neighbor by ordering him a pizza. When Brady calls, it's unexpectedly answered by Sam's girlfriend, Peyton, who works there. Alarmed, Sam begs Brady to hang up, but Brady keeps mocking and placing the order. They move on to crueler pranks, like telling one man his spouse died and another that he's terminally ill. But soon, they get a call back from an unknown voice asking if they're enjoying themselves. Brady laughs and confirms, but the caller warns that mocking people's pain will cost them. The boys dismiss it as a bluff. Brady then calls the neighbor again, pretending to be security patrol, warning that fake pizza guys are robbing homes. The neighbor replies that a delivery boy is outside his door, though he never ordered food. Filming the prank, the boys realize the delivery driver is their own friend, Mosley. The furious neighbor grabs a bat, while Mosley notices the boys recording him. Angry and embarrassed, he storms over, demanding they pay for the pizza. Sam feels guilty and hands over the money. Soon after, the mysterious caller rings again, promising the night is just beginning. He orders them not to hang up, but Brady ends the call. The boys then relax with a movie while the unknown caller bombards them. After an hour, they finally answer, only for the caller to rattle off their full names, home addresses, and details of the neighbor prank. Now shaken, they ask who he is, but he only says they'll know when they meet him. He signs off with the alias Mr. Lie. Right then, loud knocking at the door makes them panic. Thinking it's Mr. Lie, they grab weapons, but it's actually Peyton delivering pizza. She assumes they pranked her into coming, since Mosley texted that he's sick and she had to take over deliveries. Confused, Sam insists they didn't order, though he's secretly glad she came. Upstairs, he pleads with her to stay and kisses her, but Peyton refuses, saying she has too much work. Meanwhile, we see the obnoxious Brady recording everything from the doorway. Right after Peyton leaves, the phone rings again and the caller, Mr. Lee, reveals he knows Sam is in the middle of a rough patch with his girlfriend. The boys shout at him to stop the sick performance, but Mr. Lee instead issues a warning. If they hang up, there will be consequences, and Brady hangs up anyway. Moments later, Brady's phone pings with a text telling him to make sure he answers next time. Now the two start to suspect their buddy Mosley might be involved. After all, Mosley is one of the only people who knows both their home locations, their numbers, and the prank they just pulled. At that instant, Brady gets a grainy photo showing two figures apparently tied to chairs. The landline screams, and when Sam answers, the voice on the line makes clear it is not Mosley. It becomes obvious the caller has been listening to everything they said. Another image arrives for Brady. This time it's a photo of his own parents, bound to chairs. Furious, Brady lashes out at Mr. Lee, who coldly tells him that if he wants his parents to live he must not hang up, but Sam rips the phone away and disconnects. Sam insists they call the police and report the crime, and after a pause Brady reluctantly agrees. Sam dials 911 in a panic, only to have the call answered by the same chilling voice, Mr. Lee. Sam snatches Brady's phone and tries again, but the identical voice answers yet again. In a blind rush, Brady tries to bolt to the neighbor's house, but they receive another message saying that if anyone leaves the property the parents will be killed. Sam glances at his laptop and realizes its webcam is active. Someone is watching them live. Before they can do anything, the TV flickers and plays a disturbing clip of Mr. Lee looming over a badly beaten and bound Roy, another member of their prank crew. The boys are paralyzed as the screen shows Mr. Lee smothering Roy with a plastic bag until he stops moving. Mr. Lee tells them this was only a warm-up for what he has planned for the night. Seconds later, the power cuts out and strange noises come from upstairs. Sam receives a new video showing Mosley tied and pleading for help. Believing Mosley is upstairs, Sam races up to save him while Mr. Lee speaks privately to Brady on the line. Mr. Lee promises to spare Brady and his parents if Brady complies with some demand he makes. Meanwhile, Sam checks every bedroom and closet, eventually realizing the noises were coming from a Roomba stuck under a bed. He bolts back downstairs and finds Mosley in the doorway. Mosley has been gagged, bound in plastic, and suspended at the back of the door by a cord around his neck. Sam frantically tries to free him, but it's too late. Mosley is dying and cannot be saved. After covering the corpse and frantically washing up, Sam turns on Brady and asks about the caller's offer, and Brady grimly replies that now they must choose who will live and who will die. Sam is baffled by Brady's words, but Brady insists their only option is to escape. He admits that his parents might pay the price, but believes survival is the only logical choice now. Sam refuses to abandon hope and argues that there must still be a solution. Suddenly, the television flickers on, showing Peyton being ambushed from behind, sending both boys into shock. Terrified, Brady rushes toward the exit, but Sam blocks him, leading to a violent scuffle. Their fight ends with Brady knocked unconscious on the floor. Moments later, the screen lights up again, this time displaying Peyton injured and tied to a chair. Desperate, Sam begs to do anything necessary to save her, prompting Mr. Lee to offer a twisted deal. He promises freedom for Sam and Peyton if Sam kills his closest friend, Brady. To twist the knife further, Mr. Lee reveals that Brady was already offered the same choice but chose Sam's life over his own. This revelation tears Sam apart, and for a moment he genuinely considers ending Brady. In the end, he refuses, restraining Brady to the stair rail instead to keep him from bolting. As the two argue, the house plunges into darkness and a shadowy figure lingers in the corner. No one notices, and the TV cuts to a clip of a young child, likely Mr. Lee's daughter. Sam recognizes her as the same profile that sent him a friend request earlier that day. Here, he realizes with dread that Mr. Lee has been tracking their entire group for over a year. Another file appears titled Peyton 3, and though Brady pleads with him not to watch it, Sam presses play. To his horror, the video shows Peyton secretly involved with Brady, who had recorded the encounter without her knowledge. Rage consumes Sam, and he pummels Brady in the face just as the lights come back on. He then looks at the looping footage of Brady's parents on the TV and notices the clock in the corner is hours behind. Realizing the video is pre-recorded, Sam demands proof of life before doing anything more. Mr. Lee, however, urges him again to kill Brady first, pushing Sam toward the breaking point. Sam seems ready to obey but instead slices off Brady's restraints, freeing him. Sam then declares he won't act until he knows Peyton and Brady's parents are alive. Just then, Mr. Lee drops the bombshell that the entire ordeal was a setup, replaying footage of Brady's parents already dead. The truth hits Brady like a hammer, and before he can process the horror, the lights cut out once again. Out of options and losing hope, Brady urges Sam to step outside and get help. Sam refuses to abandon him, and instead convinces Brady they should both leave together. But the moment Sam steps past the door, Brady locks it shut from inside, determined to face Mr. Lee himself. He's convinced the man is hiding somewhere in the house, and it's time to end the torment. Outside, Sam notices a suspicious white van parked nearby and carefully investigates. Inside, he finds screens streaming CCTV footage, showing that Mr. Lee had orchestrated everything long in advance. To his relief, Sam also discovers Peyton bound inside and quickly frees her. Meanwhile, Brady slips out the back door, only to stumble across Mosley's lifeless body swaying on a swing. At that moment, Mr. Lee creeps up behind him like a predator in the night. Sam hears Brady's blood-curdling scream and urges Peyton to dial the police before rushing back into the house. He searches room after room in the pitch dark, disturbed by eerie music echoing through the halls. Suddenly, Peyton's terrified scream rings out from the backyard, just as a masked Mr. Lee lunges at him. The two clash violently, but Sam wields his baseball bat with fury and manages to stab the attacker with his own knife. When he rips off the mask, Sam is horrified to discover he has fatally stabbed Brady instead. Brady's mouth had been gagged, and with his final breath he whispers "brothers for life" before collapsing. At that devastating moment, the real Mr. Lee finally steps out of the shadows. Broken and confused, Sam demands to know why Lee is doing this. Lee coldly reveals it's revenge for the night the pranksters targeted his home. We then flash back to the opening scene, where the frightened woman dropped her phone and grabbed a gun. Seeing a shadow slip from her daughter's room, she panicked and fired, accidentally killing her own child. Crushed by guilt, the woman ended her own life soon after. Mr. Lee blames Sam and his group for destroying his family, and points a gun at him. He declares Sam must feel the same pain he did, and a gunshot echoes. The scene shifts to morning, with Sam miraculously alive but clutching a gun in one hand and a knife in the other. He stumbles into the backyard, where all of his friends, including Peyton, lie dead around him. Sam screams in despair as police swarm the yard and arrest him for mass murder. The film closes with a news broadcast claiming Sam lost control after discovering the video of Peyton with Brady. They report he killed them both, along with Brady's parents and several others involved in making the recording. The screen fades as the report ends, bringing the nightmare to a chilling close.